Welcome. He's Luke Inman. I'm Sam Ekstrom. It's the Zone Coverage Draft Guide, and we're talking Vikings targets on this page. We're going position by position, giving you our opinions on who the Vikings should want in this draft, not just based on who's good. I mean, everybody wants Chase Young, everybody wants Joe Burrow, but realistically, who's going to be available to the Vikings, and where do the Vikings usually choose these players in the 7-round draft? We get into all of that at the various positions, but let's sort of tee this up, Luke. What do you think are the most pressing needs for the Minnesota Vikings?
Boy, we're going to find out real quick, Sam, what the mentality of this front office is. Is it a mini rebuild year with so many needs, or are they going to step on the gas yet again and think they're a Super Bowl contender with Kirk Cousins? If they do, I think protecting him well, that means an offensive lineman, and I think getting some weapons back for him, filling the shoes and void of Stephon Diggs. Real quick, just to give you a teaser, circle the Denver Broncos at pick 15. There's a tier of offensive tackles. You'll check out that video later on, that if you can get one of those guys like Mekhi Becton to slip past the Broncos, teams like the Raiders don't need a tackle, the Jaguars hit on Juwan Taylor, the Eagles drafted Andre Dillard, maybe that's a sweet spot that the Vikings can look to move up. They got a lot of ammo. Tons of 12 draft picks, 2 first-rounders, 5 in the first 105. Maybe they want to move up with their first one. Maybe they want to move back with their second one. We know Trader Rick is going to be busy.
You wrote a terrific piece in this draft guide about Trader Rick's history of moving up, moving back in the draft. He loves to move back. I mean, he could end up with 15 or more picks in this draft if he wanted to get them. If he just stays put in round 1, wheels and deals on day 3, this could be a massive influx of talent coming into the Minnesota Vikings. I think my number one need is cornerback because they need 3 starters. 3 of them, obviously Mike Hughes and Holton Hill still exist. They both have red flags, though, with off-the-field stuff, injury history. Vikings need a lot of talent there. That's my number one. Number 2, maybe there's a little more debate. I've got it at wide receiver. You could also make an argument that it's offensive line or defensive end or defensive tackle.
Yeah, no doubt. Again, tons of needs. Don't forget, we'll find out again the mentality. What if they move Anthony Harris? Granted, they should get a second, at least minimum a third-round pick coming back, but that's another huge hole there. I'm in the category playing devil's advocate with Mike Zimmer, and now in year 6. He's turned so many great day 3 guys into solid starters. Stephen Weatherly, Anthony Harris was a UDFA. Jaron Kearse was a great role player. Fetty, the DN's going to be a starter now. He's had such great luck and great pedigree with that. I think for now it's time to build around Kirk Cousins and give the offense some toys and weapons. And that means using those early picks on offensive tackles and interior linemen and wide receivers. I think that should be the game plan. Granted, nobody's going to be mad, including myself, if a guy like Christian Fulton from LSU, C.J. Henderson, even a Jeff Gladney was there in the first round, and they took him because, again, cornerback, along with so many other needs this year, I think you just want to get great value and take the best players available.
Yeah, it's a good thing and a bad thing, right? You have so many needs that you actually sort of have the luxury to let the best player come to you, and you're still addressing a need. You don't need to pigeonhole yourself like last year. I think we felt like if the Vikings didn't take the best interior offensive lineman in the first round, it was going to be a failure. And that's what they did. They took Garrett Bradbury, not the sexiest pick. This year, if there's a great defensive end, if someone crazy falls down the board, I think they can justifiably pounce on it. If a wide receiver falls to him at 22, pounce on it. You know, they've got options because they have needs. So it's a problem, but if you like the draft like we do, it's a fun problem to have.
Yeah, no doubt. Every year there's one big name, Sam, that falls a little bit further than they should. Seems like in the late teens. Brian Burns last year.
Is that your Chris Berman?
The Raiders. Derwin James was the guy that took me a second. Derwin James, outstanding, top 10 talent, shouldn't be there, but then he falls to 17 to the Chargers. Is Javon Kinlaw a guy that's going to fall a little bit further than he should? Is Henry Ruggs going to fall a little bit further than they should? Vikings at 22 seem to be right on the outskirts where they'd probably have to move up a few spots, but again, with all that ammo, they can do that.
Scroll on down the page to the positions that intrigue you most. We've got 5-minute videos on each position, breaking down the names and the schools and the skill sets that you want to hear about. This is your one-stop shop to get educated for the draft that's right around the corner. Again, he's Luke Inman. I'm Sam Ekstrom. Thanks for watching and enjoy the ride.